I'm Steve Adubato. It is a pleasure to welcome in the studio this time Jim Fakult, who is president of Jersey Central Power and Light. I joke because the last time I talked to Jim, we were on a train, the New Jersey State Chamber of Commerce. We were on a train going from Newark to Washington.
D.C., walk to Washington on a train.
We weren't walking though, right?
No, we weren't. We were talking. We were meeting people, hundreds.
How was that ride for you?
I like it. I love it. It really is. You get a lot of people. You reconnect with people. You meet people for the first time. Just talk, understand what issues are going on, build relationships. It's important for business. It's important for the state. State Chamber does a great job.
They sure do. Our friend Tom Bracken down there.
Yes, he does.
It's an important part of the state's history. But the other part of history I want to talk about is Jersey Central Power and Light and the role that you play in the state. Describe for people your footprint so they know, because there are a couple of other significant utilities that cover other parts of the state.
Yeah, you know, we serve 1.1 million customers in central New Jersey, kind of focused in the Ocean and Monmouth County area, Middlesex, part of Middlesex. Then we jump over PSE&G into the northwest part of the state, Morris County, Warren, Sussex. So we kind of serve that area, the Jersey Shore and the northwest part of the state.
But explain to people, Jim, that you don't compete with PSE&G because you can't compete with them.
No.
Why not?
We're a regulated utility. We have a regulated boundaries, so to speak. So you don't have two sets of wires going down the same road competing. So no, we do not compete with them.
Post-Sandy, biggest lessons you and your colleagues learned from that experience?
Several lessons. I would say one, communications, improving communications, letting people know what's going on, what the situation is, when power is going to be restored. We did a lot to redevelop communications, a lot of social media, web presence, but just a lot of face-to-face relationships, being able to tell people, what's going on, what to expect.
Is it tough for you as CEO to have heard some of the criticism that you and your colleagues got? I mean, everyone got it, but you guys got it because you're in the eye of it. Think about, again, the customers you served and where they were and where the storm hit, the Sandy hit. Mm-hmm. What was it like for you?
Well, Steve, first of all, I wasn't here.
You weren't there then. You came in after.
But I came just a few months after.
But you had to deal with it.
I read it, though. I read it from afar, and it was hard to see. First of all, that was the third of three major storms, three 300-year storms. Of course, Sandy was devastating. We lost over 1 million customers. We had 60,000 trees fall down on our infrastructure. So it was really a terrible situation. The criticism was hard, but what I did when I got here is I just started talking to people and listening, from our elected officials, mayors, legislators, our customers. They had a lot of good advice. They had a lot to say. They've given us kind of the second chance. So we've made a lot of changes in our processes, and I mentioned communication. So, I look at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn, get better, and continue to serve our customers.
One area that we talked about before we got in the air, I want to make sure we talk about here, is the Incident Command System created in 2013. What is the Incident Command System?
ICS is a widely used process to manage events. It could be huge disasters. It could even be small events. But basically, what we did is we implemented what the federal government, state, county, and local governments already use. So it just kind of gave us a more crisp, more precise process to manage a storm, to manage an event. Everybody has a very precise role. You could communicate very effectively with other agencies, whether it's county, state agencies, because most of them are using it. It just kind of helped us sharpen our game, so to speak, in response.
Sorry for interrupting. Jim, how do you actually prep for a disaster like this? Can you actually plan for something that horrible?
Absolutely. Well, you never know exactly what you're going to get, but think about it. We had a Hurricane Joaquin coming at us just a few weeks ago. We were prepared several days out.
We're taping during the holidays of 2015, so go ahead.
Yeah. We were preparing for it. We were watching it come. We were, looking at the models.
Worst case? Were you thinking worst case?
We were planning for worst case. We brought 700-800 resources into the state of New Jersey prior to it hitting. We started our communications process. So yeah, we were getting prepared for it, Steve.
Jim, talk to me about this program, the PSI program, the Power Systems Institute. You're doing it in cooperation with Brookdale Community College down the Jersey Shore and also Raritan Valley Community College. What is that program?
Steve, what it is, we have a workforce that is getting up in years. We need to replace our linemen and our substation electricians, highly skilled positions. It's a partnership where a student can go in, earn a 2-year degree, associate's degree, and get the hands-on training.
How hands-on?
2.5 days
I'm looking at some video right here. They're actually doing it.
Well, they are. 2.5 days in the classroom, 2.5 days in the field, on the poles, in the substation, on equipment, learning. So after 2 years, basically, they're ready to be hired by Jersey Central Power and Light as linemen, as substation electricians.
So that the potential actually exists for them to get employment.
Absolutely.
And do these students have to pass any tests to be qualified to get into the program?
You know, it's about a 9-step process. It takes months to get in. We started out with nearly 1,000 interested candidates last year,
right,
and we ended up with 44. I mean, background checks, physical dexterity
right,
tests. They have to climb the pole. They have to literally do pole climbing for a couple weeks. Quite a series of interviews. You know, the 44 students we got, and there were a lot of great applicants, are just outstanding. They're going to do a great job.
That's important stuff. And last question. It makes me think about this with the 44 students, who I'm sure you've interacted with.
Yes.
Right? Those students need to learn a lot of technical skills, but they also need to learn about management and about leadership. And
Correct.
so you know that I'm fascinated by the question of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked many of the leaders this question who've come into the studio. What is the most important leadership lesson you have learned, particularly facing some difficult challenges? Number one leadership lesson you've learned is?
Lead by example. Get out into the field. Don't ask your employees to do what you wouldn't do. Be involved. Roll up your sleeves. Listen, learn, talk to people. I also expect everybody to do their best. And I also, accept honest mistakes.
I got to press you a little further. I appreciate that, but I got to press you a little further.
Okay.
In a crisis, things are tense. The leader has to do what?
First of all, the leader's got to know that his team can perform well, let them perform, but the leader also has to stay calm. The leader has to have a vision, exude confidence, know that you can get the job done. Even when times are tough. And I'll tell you, we've had a couple storms come at us. I've been in a few in my career. And you know what? I got a great team at Jersey Central Power and Light, 1,300 employees I truly believe in. They're professionals in every sense of the word. I let them do their job. But like I said, I'm in there with them.
Appreciate it, Jim.
Steve, my pleasure.
Jim Fakult is the president of Jersey Central Power and Light. Again, covering what area?
Monmouth County, Ocean County, Sussex, Morris County, Warren County, Hunterdon County, and a few other counties.
Over 1 million customers. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Stay right there.
Thank you.
We'll continue right after this.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and 13 for WNET, NJTV, and WHYY. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, New Jersey Resources, NJM, the Fidelco Group, the Russell Berry Foundation, Adler Aphasia Center, and by Kessler Foundation. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.